When my wife, Claire, told me she was heading out for a conference, I didn't think twice. Her job as a corporate trainer often had her flying to different cities, meeting clients, running workshops, or attending events. It was routine. She kissed me goodbye, suitcase rolling behind her, and promised to call every night. The calls did come, but they were short, vague, and always ended with an excuse about late dinners or being too tired. Something about her tone tugged at me, but I convinced myself I was overthinking it. 5 days later, she walked back through the door, and instead of looking drained from endless meetings, she seemed glowing. Her skin was fresh, her smile brighter than I remembered, and her whole energy carried a sort of excitement I hadn't seen in a long time. Instead of exhaustion, she returned like someone who had been away on a holiday. She hugged me tightly, kissed me a little too eagerly, and went on about how productive the conference had been. My unease only deepened. Over the following week, the changes kept stacking up. Claire guarded her phone, always setting it face down where I couldn't glimpse the screen. She suddenly became devoted to the gym, bought new outfits, and even wore perfume when she was just working from home. I noticed everything, but I bit my tongue. My mantra became, if something's happening, the truth will come out eventually. It did, but not in the way I could have imagined. About 2 weeks after her return, Claire began complaining of feeling off. She mentioned nausea, fatigue, and joked half-heartedly that maybe she'd caught something at the conference. I urged her to see a doctor, and surprisingly, she didn't resist. She chalked it up to stress, but I sensed otherwise. When she got back from her appointment, she seemed unsettled but kept her words to a minimum. Then, a few days later, an envelope arrived in the mail, her lab results. Claire wasn't home, and against my better judgment, I opened it. What I found made my stomach drop. The test results confirmed she had contracted a sexually transmitted disease. My stomach sank the moment she walked in. My wife had been away at a conference, but she returned carrying more than luggage. When she came through the door that evening, still smiling, I was already seated at the kitchen table with the test results in front of me. The second her eyes fell on the paper, her expression collapsed, her smile disappeared and all color drained from her face. "Where did you get that?" she stuttered. I steadied my trembling hands and kept my voice even. "It arrived in the mail. Do you want to explain?" She launched into frantic excuses, something about hotel bathrooms, poor hygiene, maybe contaminated food. I didn't believe a word. The more she spoke, the more hollow it all sounded. Finally, when her lies crumbled, she broke down. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she admitted the truth. The so-called conference was nothing more than a weekend away with a man she'd been seeing for months. My chest tightened, and I felt a kind of betrayal I hadn't known was possible. She begged me to understand, swearing it was a mistake, insisting she still loved me. But it wasn't just the affair that cut me. It was the layers of deceit, the deliberate lies, and her ability to walk through the door with a glowing smile as if she hadn't just torn our marriage apart. I couldn't bring myself to speak much. I just watched her, the woman I once trusted more than anyone, scramble to repair something she had already destroyed. That night, I packed a bag. She trailed after me, sobbing, begging, swearing she could make things right. But I knew there was no going back. I told her I couldn't stay married to someone who had betrayed me and put my health at risk without hesitation. Her cries echoed behind me as I closed the door. Months have passed since then, and little by little I've put myself back together. Claire has tried reaching out countless times with apologies, but I've never answered. The memory of her radiant smile after that trip, hiding such a devastating truth, still lingers. And if I've learned anything, it's this: a liar's smile can conceal the darkest of betrayals.